Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to all listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We're covering Love Island UK Season 8, Episode 19. Now, Chris, a little bit of drama tonight. Where would you like to start today?
Well, Dave, I think we're going to have to start with the main couple in today's episode was Tasha and Andrew. Tasha was fucking flip-flopping all over the place. I've got a few things to say about this, actually, Dave, because it's interesting. We've had a lot of emails, responses, people on different sides of the fences, haven't they, on our Facebook, Twitter, everything. So it's really interesting how people take or what they see in this. But I just thought she was out of order. I really do. And some of the, she's not aware of the fact that every guy that's gone in there, she's well within her rights to get to know them, no problem. But she's not as reassuring Andrew, is she? She's just sort of going off doing a thing. And then she starts giving a speech about, I want me sass back. This isn't Tash from episode 1 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, day 1, sorry. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I really like
fucking sass.
Exactly. I thought she was dead nice. I was bigging her up. Wondering, we'd had a few people call her out and I didn't really see it. But I just thought she was wrong tonight. She is well within her rights to go and pursue someone else. But it's the way she came back to Andrew with her tail between her legs and going off her reactions tonight were fucking. It was certainly she got the booby prize when he picked her. So yeah, and there was no other way he couldn't pick her. I just thought she was just out of order, to be honest, Dave.
Yeah, I thought this whole drama thing was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. I think my gut, right? I'll be honest. My gut didn't like how she behaved, but I tried to sort of step back and think, well, I think a lot of it just comes across like quite immature, and we expect these young people, and innately, I think we just expect these young people to come in and be mature and make mature decisions. And I think as far as Tasha's concerned, she's just doing what everyone on Love Island should do. You know, she comes in, she gets to know everyone. But there is a subtlety to it, isn't there? It's like, well, she's giving off all the signals to Andrew, like she's all in. But then as soon as a guy comes in and shows her attention, she's got the Google eyes, she's all excited and everything. And it's just a bit too much, isn't it? You know, that's how it's perceived, at least. But what is great about little things like this, and we'll discuss it later as well, I think, is depending on whose corner you're in, right? If you have a lean in towards a particular character or a particular islander, then you will see a situation, perceive it differently. And I just think we're going to see that. So there are going to be people who, in Tasha's corner, just saying, well, she was ganged up on, and all she's doing is she's getting to know the other islanders. Of course, it's fucking Love Island. That's what she should do. But that isn't honestly the way I saw it, Chris. I just think it's a massive difference. If you consider like Paige, you could say is in a similar situation with Jay, the way she's behaved is a lot more mature. And I have to say, Chris, Gemma, probably one of the most mature girls in there for, a 19-year-old as well. It's like, fucking hell, she's out there, she's dishing the good advice, she's telling Tasha, because Andrew had said some stuff, hadn't he? He'd said, my Love Island experience starts from tomorrow, I think it was, wasn't it? And it's like, well, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's just lashing out a little bit, in front of the boys. That's all it was. You can't read too much into that. And Gemma fucking called it. And it's like, fucking hell, fair play. Are you really 19?
Yeah, to be fair, Dave, she has been the one that a lot of the girls have gone to for advice. And she's quite, look, I think she got an edit at the start and the producers looked online and went, holy shit, we've made a mistake here. We put all our eggs in the basket.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think she's quite a nice girl. I think, as it's gone on, I'm completely 180 in it, from what I've said. But there's nothing that she's done in the last week to 10 days that you can call her out on at all. I thought she's been dead sensible, dead grown up. a choice of fucking guys with Luca, and I'll get into that because that's the only thing with this Tasha. The only thing with this Tasha thing that's bugging me is Luca's the one who, and he's done this to a couple of the girls now. He's defending the guys, and he was the like him and Dammy went and had a chat. You know, Andrew brought him over, but Luca was the one who was like nodding his head, wasn't he? And I think she's like, it's so disrespectful, it's so hurtful. What and
she's right though, isn't she? And
again, yeah, she is.
You know, we said yesterday, you know, we've known Lucas in our life, and it's just, you know, that over fucking dramatization of like, I'm not going to say the words, but I'm going to show you my disapproval with my body actions, kind of thing. And so, you know, it's just like, Luca, pipe fucking down. It's got fuck all to do with you. All right, if you want to have a word after. But, you know, I didn't really... I don't know if I was staring at my phone or Discord or something, but I don't recall seeing Luca shaking his head or anything. But, you know, Tasha was convinced all the boys were shaking their head. But I do think it was probably Luca and Dammy, wasn't it, maximum?
Yeah, and he did shake his head. But the problem was, I think around the same time or maybe just before, when Tasha realised she wasn't with not Jay, what's he called? Charlie. She rolled her head like she'd fucking won the booby prize and put her head back and was like, oh, fucking hell. You know, like she was gutted that she was going back to Andrew. So her saying, whatever I think of Luke, and I think he's a complete fucking bellend, but whatever, I thought Dammy carried himself really well when he was talking to her. I didn't like the fact, I mean, Andrew called him over and I don't think that was right because it was three of them. And Andrew sat there with his boys backing him up and everything. Like Dammy spoke really well. And he did it a couple of times and said, look, you've got to understand that you're going in there. What's wrong with your guy? Is he not enough? And he said that in the diary room and everything.
Do you not think, though, that, see, again, we're seeing this differently. Before the recoupling, Tasha was spitting the dummy out a little bit, wasn't she? You know, about being in this situation. I didn't see what Andrew did wrong. All I saw was that Andrew was starting to show signs of being hurt by the fact that, you know, this is the third time it's happened now when she's given the goo eyes to someone who's come in who's new. That's what I saw before the recoupling. And then when she was complaining to Andrew about the boys rolling their eyes and or shaking their heads or whatever, Andrew's like, well, this has got fuck all to do with me. Absolutely not. I can't control what other people do. So, you know, if this is a problem for you, let's get them over here and sort it out. So I don't see anything wrong with that. The fact that they spoke their mind, they told the truth, I don't think that was ganging up. Andrew was trying to solve the problem and not let it fester.
That's true. I think from my point of view, it's Luca I have the issue with, Dave, with them both being there. Dammy, I say he articulated himself well. Everything was fine. I'm not saying what Luke wasn't, but Luke is a fucking hypocrite because one of the other characters, which has gone under the radar, and we've had a laugh about him, and I know he's getting a lot of love online, but is Davide, because Lucas says later on about Davide, he kisses Danica but picks Antigonia, and he's like, where did that come from? So he's been a snake, but because of what's happened. Antigone, that's the name. I can't get a fucking her as well, Dave. That sounds like a plant, doesn't it? Antigonia. Right.
It's over there, love. Just next to the petunias.
The petunias, sorry. But he has done a snaky move in some respects because it's just been him and Danica. So, but he's not got any of the hate or the shit. Not hate, it's a strong word, but he's not got a lot of the shit that Tasha's got online from what she's done. So he's slightly different, but it's sort of like he's just playing the fucking field. But Luke is there pissing himself in the background going, oh, yeah, it's dead funny. So it's like you ain't got the same energy for your pal sort of being a bit of a snake that you did when you went at Tasha. So that's the only, it's Luke and I've got an issue with in this whole thing. I think Tasha was wrong. She didn't really have a leg to stand on. She made it that she was the victim in all this, and it was her. And it was like, well, no, you were the one trying to get with someone else. You were devastated, and now you've had to go back to Andrew. And I don't think, I think we're going to see this same thing with Tasha again when they go Castle Moore, Dave. She's going to do this again. Someone's going to go for it because they can see that she is. Sounds horrible, this, but she's gettable, so they can stay in the villa Like they can get with her. I think that's what will happen in Casa Amor. I think her head will get turned again.
Yeah, I almost think her and Andrew are done. And not because of what happened tonight, but she's got all up in her head that she was this bubbly, outgoing, fun character in week 1. And after being paired with Andrew for a bit, Captain fucking Sensible, right? She's a different self. She's flatter than she was before. So she kept repeating that. And like you, I'm like, well, I didn't see any of that, to be honest. The person you're describing is not what I see or, what the editors have shown us. Maybe you were, but, from the edited shows, we haven't seen it. And we haven't seen a decline in like how you are. You've just been coupled up with this guy. So
yeah,
it's a bit different from when you're kind of single, isn't it? It's just fundamentally different. So, yeah, but I do think once you're up in your head like that, it's done. Yes. Because you suddenly think that this person is making you less than you were before. So it's not like if you're with someone who you're supposed to be with, they make you better. She's saying being with Andrew makes her worse. So yeah, I think, again, I think some of the behaviors just come across like a young person dating, Chris. It's just like, they're going to make mistakes and stuff. And I think, she's probably try out a few more of the blokes in Casa Amor and like see if one of the shoes fit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think another character, Dave, on this who's not getting away scot-free is Jay. So Jay picks Paige, splits her and Jax up. Jax and Paige get a lot of love online. I've got some tea, Dave, that we need to talk about after we talk about this Jay situation. And I'm a bit wary of what not wary. I've done a bit of digging and I've read some stuff and and watched some stuff and I'm like, oh, that's not good. But we'll discuss that in a sec. So Jay cannot read the fucking room at all, Dave. At no point did he think this was a good idea, but he's done it anyway. He's done it to stay in the villa. Again, cold, calculated. He split a relationship up, a couple up who seemed quite tight. They were there together afterwards. He's going to share a bed with her. He's not going to, he's going to go the whole 9 yards and everything. I just think he's a snake. And the more he talks, Dave, he sort of does it with a smile and he's not aggressive or anything like that. But his game plan is fucking shit, Dave, because he's going to be booted out next time the way this is going because the girls are going to pick and Paige is going to pick Jax.
100%. I mean, I think it's one of those, though, isn't it? When he came in with a real game plan. I said at the time, he's come in like he's fucking Yoda or something, Love Island Yoda. Yeah, I can see how all these relationships, they're a strong couple, they're not a strong couple, he's kind of eyeing it up like it's the Matrix. But the longer he's been in there, he's almost forgot the outside world and he hasn't come in with that perspective because they can see the episodes, can't they? Before they go in, they can see the edited show as well.
Yes.
And I think being in there, he's kind of lost perspective that you get when you're watching it from the outside. So he's coming in with that plan. He wants to couple up with a popular girl, someone who's popular already. Well, Paige, we know wasn't in the bottom 3. And, she is one of the most authentic people in there. So, right, I need to couple up with her. What he's not considered is that I think her and Jax are probably the strongest fucking couple in there right now. The only one who come close are Dami and India, but they're still fairly new. So I think you're right. He has not read the room. Although, the devil and the angel, when I was watching this, the devil was going, this is fucking brilliant. But the other side was like, you absolute fucking cock. There is no way this is going to work. And actually, you're just going to force them closer together and you're going to leave yourself vulnerable there. So, it did feel quite bad. But then it was quite cute, wasn't it, when they were on the Paige and Jax were on the sofa. And finally, for Chris' sake, so I thought yesterday he was a bit too cool for school, wasn't he? He was like giving off vibes that he just didn't care. Whereas I thought he said all the right things tonight, and reassured her that, he's come in for a best mate. He'd sooner spend more time with Paige than he would with Luca and stuff. I just thought he absolutely nailed it.
He did, but Dave, we've got tea, my friend. And I agree with everything you just said. So I saw a podcast, I think it might have been linked on our Facebook page, so apologies, guys. Chris and Dave's reality TV cast. And you may have seen this, Dave. Afia was on a podcast. There's one on YouTube called Reality with Will. And it's really good. And a lot of the contestants go on there and talk and everything. And then Hannah sent the link through of another thing where Afia and Remy are on there. But basically, they're saying that Jax is absolutely having the producers edit. Now, Remy's even come out and actually said that Jax is being a bit of a bully, Dave. And Remy was the only one who stood up to him. He said he's always going at him for being a rapper from Mank, which, me from Manchester hate when people say Mank anyway. It's like abbreviated that I hate. But he said he goes around the villa and nobody will stand up to him. And he's a right little shit, apparently. Now, this is Remy's side of the argument. We don't know Jax, but he said the edit, he's being so kind to him. And Afia has backed him up as well and said the same thing. Now, they're two contestants who've left because we've not seen this once, but Remy said he was consistently arguing with Jax. They were proper fighting, not fighting, punching, but, always at each other. He said, but we never saw any of that. I've not seen that in any of the unseen, but we've not seen any dust-ups. But he said, he's basically a little dick, basically. I don't know whether it could be bitterness on Remy's side, so we haven't got that perspective. But two people have now said that who've left the villa, Dave, and they're saying he's getting a really, really good edit, which when you hear that from other contestants who go out and you think they're knobheads and you're like, oh, fuck off. We saw it we saw it there on the screen. That's fine. We do see bits and everything, but that's quite worrying, Dave, if they're allowing that to go on just because of this. He's become a bit of a favourite with people online.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't tend to watch unseen bits, but I don't know. Maybe if they are just giving him a favourable edit, it could be that. Could be that Remy and him just didn't get on. But mind you, like you say, it's Afia as well chipping in. So I don't know. I'd have to listen though. I'm intrigued now, though. I guess I'll be watching out for that. The thing that we did see was when Jax was going on Ekin Sue about, when she was moaning about Jay, and he was saying that, he got to know you for 2 days and found out you're a headache. I think we said at the time, it was funny, but, was a little bit unnecessary as well. Now, maybe if he's doing that more and more, then that does stray into bullying, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Of course it does. And I'm happy. I know you'd be the same, but I'm happy to eat humble pie on this and say we were wrong. But you can only go off the edit. You can only go off what you see, can't you? We don't know any more information. This is just two people's opinions. So we'll wait to see if this evolves. And we may see this on the show, Dave. The producers are not stupid. They know what they can and can't show.
I know that I don't know if I think there might be a few sour grapes from Remy, So did you watch After Sun in the end?
Yeah, I watched bits. I can only watch the bits that were clipped, but fucking hell. I mean, Laura got a lot of stick, didn't she, for making him rap and stuff?
She did, but Chris, if you describe yourself as a footballer and someone chucks you a footballer on TV, that is your platform, and says, give us a few kick-ups, and then you do 2 and fucking kick the ball over the wall or something. It's like, well, that's no one else's fault. He describes himself as a fucking rapper and was given the opportunity to fucking rap. He's given a platform, fucking TV, to do what he says he does. So I don't see it that way at all. I don't see why Laura got stick for basically saying, do the thing that you say you do.
Yeah, because if he's after a career, he's got a platform as well, hasn't he? That's his platform to do it. Look, I remember.
Apparently, he was told, he was briefed, you'll be asked this.
Oh, that's fair enough then, isn't it? That's fair enough. A lot of people didn't like it. They said it was very awkward, but it could have been nervous.
It fucking was.
It was.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
But that's not fucking Laura's fault for giving him the platform, is it?
No. And I remember, I'm going to do one of my stories now, David, but I remember when I went on Soccer AM, and I've actually got the video, Dave. I should put that in the group when I was on Soccer AM. I've been on twice, I know, on Sky Sports, but years ago. And when I was on there, the guy asks me, Andy Goldstein, the presenter, says, "What do you do for a job?" And I went, and everyone takes the piss out of this. They all go, "Lift glass." That's what I said. Lift glass on live fucking national TV. I've got the video here, actually. I'm going to put it in our Facebook group. So when this comes out, I'll put it in. But fuck me, Dave. It wasn't good at all. It was not good. And every time...
someone had have given you some glass to lift,
exactly.
And you fucked it up, that wouldn't have been Andy Goldstein's fault, would it?
No. But he's like, I should have said something really fucking witty, like I'm a doctor of fucking, I don't know, perspex or something stupid. I don't know, something stupid. But I just went lift glass. And Andy Goldstein goes, lift glass. And I went, yeah. They were all on YouTube. A mate of mine sent me the video. Actually, I'll put it in our Facebook group. But I did it twice. This second video is from 2009, and I've had all the pies. I've got a fucking Liam Gallagher haircut, Dave. Yeah, let's not talk about it anyway. But I'll put it in there for everyone to take the piss. But no, I think you're right. He had a platform. He just balls it. Well, hopefully, he might get something out of the back of it, Dave. You know, they're not daft. If they get with the right agency, he'll do something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's not having a go at him. It's just this thing with Jack. So, Dave, I'm going to be fucking digging now and getting me Inspector Clouseau fucking Mac on. And me
you're
going
to be Googling, and if it's not in the top 3 searches, that's it. You're done.
He's lying. Shut up, Dave. That's a disgrace. Right. Anyway, you don't even know me. Right. Anyway. You better fucking stop it now, right? Listen, anyway, we've had 2 emails, Dave. We've had one off a new, it's a first-time emailer, but he's been listening for a long time, Daniel, and it says, Love Island. Hi, long-time listener, but first time I've emailed him. Big fan of your podcast. Sick of the easy ride Eccleston he's getting from some quarters on Twitter. None of her housemates like her, and they get to see her 24/7. Quite telling. Tend to agree with you both on 90% of your views, but seem to have a bit more time for Luca than you guys. Bit of an idea that I think Love Island could do to spice an episode up, like tonight's episode, when it all depends on who gets to pick first, etc. Instead of producers choosing, you could have like a competition of some kind, and the better you do, the earlier you pick. Could get some great rivalry going between the boys and girls, etc. Keep up the good work, Dan. I will say, David, not just because we've talked about this, me and Sam, and I think we've said it as well, and we've talked about in the preview episode, is they do need to spice it up and change it slightly, don't they? There is something. I think what they should do is just randomly do a public vote and just boot at one person off, a couple off, not a recall. And they've done it before. That's not new. I'm not like fucking reinventing the wheel, but something and it really does shaft a couple, because I think Luke would be gone. I think that's the best thing for Gemma anyway. Jay, there's a few there who would get voted off, but they need something, or someone comes in and splits a couple up, and they're told their remit is you have to split a couple up, and as soon as you split the couple up, the other person fucking gets booted off the show. Something just different. I know that might sound really horrible because these people investing in these, but just something to really go like, oh my God, nobody's safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit there and have a 3-week all-inclusive holiday or whatever. You've got to graft. I don't know.
It does feel a little bit. I'm sure they've done stuff like this before, though, haven't they? They've kind of like, they voted on your popular couples, and then the bottom couple, the Islanders have to send home. But I guess you're saying any couple, so it could be the most popular couple. But then they need, the popular couples are the ones that, producers think we need to keep in, for ratings and everything. So yeah, it's a tough one. But I mean, yeah, spicing it up would be good. I'm conflicted about the random kind of way that they pick, because I'm convinced that the producers know who they're going to pick, and they always say, yeah, I didn't really know until I was up there. Bollocks, you did. Yeah. You've told the producers, and they've figured out, okay, we'll get the easy ones, the obvious ones out the way first. And then if someone it was debatable who's going to pick Tasha, would it be, Andrew would pick Tasha and Charlie might pick Tasha. So let Charlie go first. And then usually, or not usually, but often they'll get to the last person. And, it's down to 2 people and we don't know, they could go one way, they could go the other. So, all of this is engineered. But to be honest, when it gets down to it, although it's quite formulaic, when it's actually in the episode, it's like, oh, who are they going to pick? I'm totally in. So that's why I say I'm conflicted. I agree. Yeah, let's mix it up a bit, but there's things like that that they just do well.
Yeah, and it has been a good season. So it's not like it's a shit season where we're digging it out. I've really enjoyed it this time. But I think last time we both struggled to get to the halfway point, which is going to be next week, and we were like, oh, fuck a doodle do. You know what I mean? What are we going to do? So you're right, to be fair. And now, Dave, we've had an email from somebody who I was expecting an email from, and we've not heard from her this season, but the Queen is back, Dave. The email Queen is back. All hail the Queen. She has got a few emails to catch up on Denise, though. Denise has threw a few in there. So she finally caught up. Hey, guys, and this is a completely different perspective, Dave, which I really enjoy this. So it's sort of like what we're talking about. And she's put, I finally caught up on the show. And if I were Tasha, I would have dumped Andrew for his comments about his journey starting tomorrow and for letting his friends interrogate her. Dami and Luca are so busy worrying about Tasha's intentions when she has no choice in the recoupling or going on dates. If I was India or Gemma, I would also have the ick. Luca's speech about Gemma also made me gag. Loving the commentary, guys. Kayla, the Queen. So completely different perspective. And I think what you said before, Dave, was like, it's more Andrew saying that because he's hurt, wasn't it? It's like a natural, your defense mechanism goes up, doesn't it? Because your ego's bruised. You're sort of like, what the fuck's going on? I think that's where, I think you're right what you were saying before. But great email, Kayla. Great to have you back as well.
Yeah, I do think it was that. But, again, if Tasha had turned around and said, that's something I just can't get over, then that'd be okay as well. Yeah, I think so. It's going to be interesting where these two go. Like I say, I just don't think that now that Tasha's up in her head, everyone's she feels like ganged up upon. She said something like, it doesn't matter what I say because whatever I say is twisted. Personally, I felt that was a little bit over dramatic, but that's how she feels. So this week's going to be really interesting, and I guess so. Let me think. Charlie was the last one in. Probably throw a couple of girls in next. I guess one or two girls as bombshells. Let's see. I think we can't be too far away from Casa Amor though now, Chris. Can we?
It's got to be next week, I think, Dave. At some point, it's got to be 4th week. It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's episode 19 now, isn't it? That's actually come around quite quickly. So yeah, it'll be Casa Amor soon, and then if Andrew and Tasha don't get split up before then, I think they definitely won't survive that.
No, exactly. And we're getting closer to the launch of the US Love Island.
Fuck off. Hey, I tell you what, that's closer than the launch of our t-shirts, isn't it?
Fuck you. Actually, I've got some designs. I need to send you some designs to have a look at. No, Dave, you're a
You know what? I've been a right see you next Tuesday today.
No, you haven't. It's funny.
I need to have a nap.
I've got some designs. I was sat there last night doing designs, so I've got some different ones, but I've got a little slogan, Dave, because anyway, we need to discuss this off the podcast anyway. So, right, anyway, we'll discuss that on the podcast. So anyway, guys, if you do want to support us, get over to patreon.com/CD realitycast. Go to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media @CD realitycast. So the roll call of honor is Kent Gustafsson, Lucky Green, Lauren, Haley, Hennessy, Susan, Priscilla, Hannah, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Joanna, Amy, Noreen, Brianna, Helen, Keith, Michelle, Gillian, Tom, and Zoe. So thank you so much. And Zoe, Dave, actually said that the Reality Radar, she does taser training. I've just read on our Facebook page, Christian Age Reality TV cast. So we're not messing with Zoe, Dave, anyway. So, but she did mention how the radar should go. So I'll have to have a think about what a suggestion is.
Yes. All I can think, Chris, is India's eye roll right now when you shout, look out, the radar's coming or something.
Yeah, well, listen, by the way, everyone's got a fucking radar now.
I know.
Tom's got the Tomdar. He's got one. The Anna was giving us jip on Discord. I'm not happy, Dave. Nobody can have a radar but me, and everyone has got their own radar.
So did you hear that, everyone? It's going to really wind up Chris if everyone starts quoting their own radars. So just bear that in mind, please.
I'm going now, Dave. It's fucking disgraceful. Anyway, have a good weekend, everyone. I will see you on Monday.
Bye now.